All right, so we all know that life it's better with pets, so let's feed them the right nutrition as they grow. I spoke with Purina's chief veterinarian, Dr. Kurt, for tips on how to choose the right food. Good morning, Dr. Kurt. Let's start with some of the basics. When it comes to our dog food, is it not a one-size-fits-all situation? And why is it so important to choose the correct food for your precious pet?
Sure, that's a great question. And it's often a little more complicated than people may think. So I often talk about three things. The first is activity level. We need to recognize that athletic dogs or working dogs and sporting dogs have a higher energy need than other dogs. And so you need to feed them accordingly to make sure that you're fueling them. So that often involves more calories per cup, higher protein, and sometimes higher fat. Contrast that with, let's say, a Labrador couch potato that likes to sit at home all day long and watch soap operas. Their metabolism is going to be slower and their nutritional needs are going to be less. You may even have to think about a healthy weight to formula as well. The second one I talk about is size, the size of, especially of dogs. And so you need to feed a large and giant breed dog differently than you do a small breed dog. A large and giant breed dogs are predisposed to oftentimes joint health issues. And so there are things that you can put in their food and the way we formulate to make sure they stay healthy and grow appropriately. And then contrast that with a smaller toy breed dog. We often formulate formulas to have smaller kibble size to make their mealtime more enjoyable with their small mouths. And then the last one certainly is age. We know that puppies and kittens have different nutritional requirements than adult dogs and cats, and certainly senior pets as well. And for example, if you think about dog or kitten or puppy food, kitten and puppy food, they often will have DHA in there, which is an omega-3 fatty acid to help promote brain health.
Sounds like different age animals will have different nutritional needs. And you may have just touched on this, but what are some of those reasons for changing up the pet food?
Sure. Well, I think that the natural one that we all deal with in working with your veterinarian is age. And you just touched on that. The general rule of thumb is around age 1, we recommend shifting puppies and kittens from a puppy and kitten food to an adult food. Now, the exception there is to work with your veterinarian with those large and giant breed dogs, because sometimes we push that back a bit. And then the other transition point is usually around age 7 in our pets. We recommend moving from an adult food to a senior formula. The other thing we'll often talk about is weight. Obesity is unfortunately one of the most common things we see in our pets, and obesity can lead to a variety of health conditions. And so if your pet isn't at its ideal body weight, or is, like we like to say, over-conditioned, you may have to put them on a weight management formula.
So what are some tips for transitioning a pet to a new food?
You know, the key is to go slow and gradual. So we recommend a gradual transition over a 7 to 10 day period of time. So day 1 and 2, you'll feed 3/4 of the old formula and mix that in with 1/4 of the new formula. Days 3 and 4, it'll be split 50-50. And then days 5 through 7, you'll be doing 3/4 of the new formula and 1/4 of the old formula. By doing this gradual transition, you'll help minimize any gastrointestinal upset.
Does Purina offer different foods or different stages or circumstances in a pet's life?
Yes, certainly. Purina offers some of the most popular and trusted options for you and your pet across all life stages. So wet food, dry food, organic food, etc., along with treats. You can go to Purina.com. There's a really cool pet food selector tool that you can use to find the ideal food for your pet.
Well, you can get expert pet advice on health, nutrition, behavior training, and so much more from the team of Purina Pros. Just visit Purina.com/expertise.